Yeah.
Panaloids.
Panaloids live stream. It's a live stream. Anything goes. We don't know what's going to happen. It's getting more and more chaotic every time that we hop on. But
That it is.
welcome to Panaloids Comic Book Live Stream, where we talk all things comics and all things nerdy. I'm your host, Pierre, aka Pierre. That's or Pierre.
Fire!
Sorry, it's Pierre. I read that wrong. Pierre. Uh, thanks, John. John, this is me looking at you. Thank you, John. Anyways, with me tonight is definitely not a detective, Jeremiah, and Kyle, who's pretty sad about that Batman Beyond project we almost got. Hashtag Warner Bros. Discovery, make it happen. I too am also sad about that.
It looked beautiful.
Looks, I don't think it's quite gone yet, per se.
Conspiracy.
We'll see. We'll see. That being said, we're going right into the nerdy news. Guys, Respawn is developing a first-person Star Wars Mandalorian video game.
Thoughts?
I think this is what we need.
Do you remember that Star Wars game, the Commando one?
I remember the Bounty Hunter one with Boba Fett on the GameCube. I love that one.
Was that
never
first
played
person?
It wasn't first person, it was third person, but if they have that like same premise, I think this will be an amazing game.
Is this
Okay,
Oh,
the
wait,
Commando
I read
one-
the note. First person.
You
Yes, I know,
Actually
but,
changed
like-
the gun.
Yeah, the premise being that he's hunting people. I don't know, maybe just protecting Grogu because it's the Mandalorian. What the hell's his real like Jin something?
Jin Gargan.
Jin Gargan or
Something.
whatever?
Something like that.
Jin
I don't know if
Gargling
that's
nuts.
true. I think you're fucking with me, Pierre.
Jin Gargling Nuts is the full name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's Jin something, but I could be wrong. Oh, we're gonna get blasted
I-
in the comments about that shit.
I think I'm
'Cause I
pretty
didn't know
close.
the-
I think I'm pretty close. It's Jin Gargling.
I didn't.
I think you
No,
should be
this
closer to the
goddamn-
mic, is what I think. Closer.
I'm doubling down with the Jin Gargling. So
All right.
All right.
So yeah, I'm excited for that, and the fact that it's first person is actually pretty dope. So
I'm excited to watch you stream it. How about that?
Yeah. I hope it's good because I wanted to stream Suicide Squad, and I'm not gonna buy it. Not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I have a higher chance at buying Helldivers too.
You tell me when.
As
tell me when.
soon as they figure out their server issues, I will buy it. Because as of right now, the servers are full and people have the game and they can't play it. So, yeah. All right. Well,
Moving along.
no. Well, Kyle writes notes, and then it's hard for me to concentrate. So I
Just
wish
wait.
you would just say it out loud.
How about I read the
Um,
next one and you read the private chat? Let's do that.
That works. That works. You go for it.
Let me do my best pie air impression. DC has officially announced an adult-only comic centered around Damien coming out in May.
By adult only, does that mean Black Label, or does it
I
just
think
mean
it just means
mature?
Black Label. I think that's the clickbait of
Okay.
the news. But yeah, I think it just means a little bit of Black Label.
Which means just kind of alternate universe.
You're the collector. I'm just here to listen to Kyle's hot takes.
The worst of the whole group's hot takes.
You're gonna get some.
I think I might be there. I don't know. I feel like I have very hot takes.
Yeah, but we expect them out of you.
Yeah, that's right. Kyle gets canceled for his.
Yeah.
The recent
date-
one, the I don't know if you saw the clip that I got attacked on Facebook over, and then defended myself, and they deleted all the comments.
Oh
but-
boy.
There was that Deadpool leak, like this,
Oh.
and it was spot on the trailer about the TVA, and I was like, "That's bullshit. That's not gonna happen." And then the trailer came out like 2 days later. Yeah, I still posted it though.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
this
not that kind of
you
person.
even captioned it. This clip did not age well.
Yep.
Well, I also got put on blast because I said that Miles should wait. But anyways, Damien single series, Damien solo series, adult only. If you're gonna do a Damien series, it's got to be a little mature to get the most out of it. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm okay for it. Do we have
Yes.
a creative team attached, or has it been announced?
Not from our research, we don't.
Okay, well,
Hmm.
anywho,
I heard it's Tom King.
I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I mean, I'm
Kyle
fine
just
with it.
looks away.
eh,
It's
I
not
know.
the last
just
time
looks
his name's
sad.
going to be brought up. It's not the
Yeah.
last time I'm going to make a face.
if you mentioned the creator that I don't like very much, maybe I would make the face. But
I actually don't know who that is. We'll talk about that later.
oh, we interviewed him.
Paolo Rivera is
Oh.
doing the art on that book.
Oh, I would know that before any of you guys, so that's not definitely not happening.
That's true.
Well,
Legally or illegally, we don't know, but you would
Yeah.
know.
speaking of art from a pitch Batman Beyond film by wait, we already talked about this, but
We touched on it in the intro. We didn't.
We did
talk
touch on
about
it.
Let's just talk about the art.
From a pitch Batman Beyond film by director Patrick Harpin and Spider-Verse designer Yuki Demers makes everyone sad as it looks sick. Yeah. The potential. It was there.
It looks
It
so
was
good.
there.
It looks
Yeah.
so good.
Who's that villain that he fights against?
Ink.
Ink.
Ink. Okay. I
Yep.
thought it was Ink, but I wasn't sure and I didn't want to say it out loud. I'm
You
tired
wanna
of
be
this
wrong.
John Gilpin character coming at me already. But yeah. I can just imagine it. Like if you just think of Spider-Verse and everything that they did with that, I can easily imagine it on screen. But-
Yeah.
So that would have been a live action one, or it would have been a
No, it would have basically been the same Miles team.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Animated.
You're the collector says, are we all upset that Mark Waid and Dan Mora left the Shazam book? Am I alone in this outrage?
I think those two creators are amazing together. Anything that they touch will turn to gold, and I think they're leaving that book to do something else together. So unfortunately, Shazam gets the short end of the stick, but I think we're going to get them together on something else that's going to be just as magical. That Shazam book is great, though.
I have to look into the Shazam book because I was going through the DC app and I was trying to read Poison Ivy, and I kept getting Alfred popping up saying, "Oh dear, the page won't load," and I was
Hate when
like,
that happens.
I'll try something else, and that didn't work either. And when I did some older stuff, that was posted 6 months after it was published and all that, it worked. So maybe I'll check that out.
Anything with Wade is always worth reading, and Dan Moore's artwork is an absolute incredible. I wonder if he will do an Infernals cover, because that was joked about with our Infernals interview. Could you imagine getting Dan Moore to do an Infernals cover? So that'd be really cool if we got a Dan Moore Infernals cover.
That would be cool.
There's some crazy covers out for the Infernals.
There
Like they
really
really
is.
just like they went all over. I love it. It's great. But speaking of Alfred, Batman, Robert Pattinson, spotted on the set of The Penguin, teases Batman involvement. Was that really a tease though? Like obviously, it's like
If he didn't show up, it'd be a problem.
yeah, exactly. Like he's got to have a little, like even in the shadows, like just throw Batman in there. Like
I mean, I thought it was gonna be a prequel, so I was surprised by this. I thought it was like how Penguin became the Penguin.
You kind of
Hmm.
can't have a prequel when. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, if it was just focused on Penguin, because like Batman was Batman year one, essentially year two.
Yeah, I think 2.
So.
I thought it was like 0.
Oh,
For Penguin.
Pierre.
no, so what if it still is? Because the Penguin's really not the Penguin yet. Like he's just kind of like a boss right now. Like is he gonna transform further into being the Penguin?
No, I think this is the transform. I mean, Colin Farrell already transformed to be Penguin in terms of like all the prosthetics he put on. So I think
Transforming would be gaining the weight like Christian Bale would have for any role.
Colin Farrell is a national treasure, and I will fight you on this. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get the Danny DeVito Penguin. I think
respectfully, I don't think that either. Right? I don't think that we're gonna get that, but I just feel like maybe like this is like Batman pushed him over the edge now. Like he's just like, all right, now I'm like, this is gonna be him. Like,
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Penguin
But I
One
don't
Bad
know.
Day.
Oh, I like that.
Hold on. This
so-
comment's more relevant.
Okay, You're the Collector. This is going to be the rise of the Penguin in terms of his mob status.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There's
he was
a
a henchman
great.
in the movie.
Yeah, that's
there's
right.
a great, very hard to find one shot of the Penguin. I want to say it was 2013, 2014. I can't remember the exact year, but it's a one shot Penguin story. And he's basically like torturing a family. And like this guy has to do this job for him if he wants his family to live, and job gets done. And Penguin already killed his family before he even started. So, that isn't One
that's
Bad
rough.
Day. I know that's not One Bad Day, but if the series was Penguin One Bad Day, that'd be awesome.
I mean, that sounds like it would be one bad day, no?
Well, yeah.
One bad day. Speaking, we're saying DC. Oh, well, actually, You're a Collector. The Spider-Woman from Across the Spider-Verse is going to debut in comics finally this year.
Is it going to be a part of the Edge of the Spider-Verse series, or is she getting her own series?
Probably.
Probably
Yeah,
to
they just
which?
They just started the Spider-Verse series again. They
Yeah,
just did,
yeah.
like, X
Weapon
20
8.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're the Collector. The current Penguin book by Tom King is excellent. Kyle, I recommend you check it out.
I won't.
I,
No.
I guess.
I think
Thanks.
Kyle, you've got something to read on.
Guess
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Not the.
Yeah.
I guess
No,
we're
I'll read
just
some
gonna be
manga
Tom King a
instead.
lot tonight.
Read some manga instead of Tom King.
Hate to see it. Love to see it though. Keep it coming. Keeping it DC. Joe Manganiello. I'll be honest with you. The Italian last names get me every time. Every time. Met James Gunn about playing Deathstroke, but Gunn told him to let it go. Just stop. It's not gonna happen anymore.
But remind me,
I don't believe that.
did we actually see him as Deathstroke for real? Or was it Snyder Cut?
Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut?
So if it was just Snyder Cut, why not use him?
I don't think they're gonna let it go necessarily, but I also feel like they could use him in so many different roles.
I think James Gunn just wants his universe the way he wants it.
Yeah.
And like Joe's an incredible actor, but also he might have his hands tied with another role at Marvel. So
Mm.
Flash Thompson.
I think we talked about that last week.
We did. So
I would want it again if he comes in from another universe. Like they open something up and he's just like, "What the fuck?" Like, where am I? Like that'd be sick. You know, if they did something crazy like that. Mostly just because I read the Venom series, where the Venomverse, and that's like such a cool concept to me to just have like all these different alternate universe Venoms like coming together and like creating like an elite team. So I don't know. So that's kind of what I want. I guess we're sticking to Spider-Man stuff here. Amazon's Silk series is undergoing creative changes and now will be focused on a male skewing audience. #yuck.
why? For what
it's a very-
reason?
It's very odd that they would admit this the way they admitted it. Very odd.
Do we
Do we talk about it? No.
No, we
just disagree
boycott
with
it.
it. We move on.
Yeah, like let's support the fact that Cindy Moon is getting a series, and cool. Probably won't watch it if you're gonna bastardize it. Now
they're doing it because of everything that happened with the movie.
Well, it's Amazon, which means it's Sony.
Oh, so it doesn't
'Cause
matter
if it-
anyway.
If it was Marvel, it'd be Disney Plus, right? Or Freeform, or Hulu, or whatnot. The
Is
fact
it
that it's
Sony?
Amazon, that might mean it's Sony. She did first
Sony?
appear
No.
in a Spider-Man title, which means that her rights would default to Spider-Man.
Is that how it works?
Oh yeah, characters' rights are determined by where they first appeared, which is why we haven't
then-
seen the Shi'ar Empire at all in any of the Galactic stuff, because the Shi'ar Empire first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 107. So the rights to those characters are under the X-Men banner.
So what about Spider-Man Noir?
That was a collaboration with Sony. Both the Spider-Verse movies were a collaboration with Sony, which is why they were allowed to use them.
No, but I'm just saying, like the Spider-Man Noir, the new one coming out. Like, where's that one going? Because like they're working on a project with that.
That I don't know. I think it's another collaboration between
gotta
the
be
two
Amazon,
studios. Well, maybe, or it might be Disney. Like the thing is that
I think I heard it's
Sony
Amazon.
Sony needs to pump
Amazon,
these
right?
stuff out, because if they don't release a Spider-related title in 5 years, then they will lose the rights. That's why they're going to be pumping out Craven. That's why they pumped out Madam Web. That's why we're getting Silk now. They need a Spider project, regardless of what it is, going within 5 years. Because if they miss that 5-year mark by a second, it all reverts back to Marvel, Disney.
Hmm.
So
Well, hopefully Amazon like does something good with it. You know,
Well,
like they
yeah.
haven't let us down with their series lately. Like they've been pretty good fucking.
yeah,
series
but if you're
coming
going
out
to
from
take Silk and make it a male skewing show, bullshit. Bullshit.
'em. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that actually even mean?
Yeah, are you just gonna make
Means-
it like sexy? Like what
Yeah,
the
it means
shit?
fan service. That's what it means.
No,
Is Silk sexy though? I feel like she's
no,
not really,
she
like,
covers up
it's-
her entire body, minus right here. Like it's awesome that she could just be
well,
a
doesn't
badass.
doesn't she hook up with Spider-Man? Doesn't she do
Yeah, I was
that?
gonna say, let's talk about the first appearance though, where she was
Yeah.
like
Just
kinda-
in a web toga.
consumed by.
Emma!
I thought they were gonna skip that. Honestly, I didn't love it in the comics either. I remember reading it and being like, "Why did they push this
It's
like this?
Yeah.
It's gonna
Spider
happen.
pheromones? Like, what is that?"
It's gonna happen.
Which they
that is
teased-
exactly what it means.
They teased in No Way Home in the newspaper article. So
Oh,
yeah, that was
and
a
then,
real deep Easter egg.
yeah,
You're the collector. Hey, Sony can lose the rights. Look at what happened with Winnie the Pooh's IP.
Winnie the Pooh's
Yeah,
IP
but it'll take a while.
fell into public domain. That was a different situation entirely. Public domain is something that can't be protected, which is why, I mean, Superman and Batman's first appearance versions will fall into public domain next year. So
that's why we should start writing
Oh, that's scary.
them now, so we have something ready
yeah, and
to
like
come out.
to go with public domain a little bit more, like it is Steamboat Willie Mickey that is public domain, not Mickey. So
Red
you
shorts.
can't touch Mickey yet. And by the time he falls into public domain, you bet your ass that Disney's going to be all over Congress to extend the licensing and trademark like they did in 1975. So
That is a fun fact from Jeremiah.
I didn't say that, bitch.
Gotta call it what it is. Take a shot.
Next up, Simu Liu confirms Destin Daniel Cretton will return as director for Shang-Chi 2.
Let's go. Yes, 100% on board. And I thought I saw a teaser name for it is Fragments of Time or something like that. I don't know if
I see
that's
that.
true. It was like a doom scroll thing that I passed, and Fragments of Time I think was the fake title for it. So whether that's
I'll
true or
make-
not.
I'm gonna make a little hot take.
Oh,
I think the only the only negatives of Shang-Chi, besides the forced BMW commercials, the only negatives about I'm sorry, that's Pierre's favorite part. The only negatives. Say you love them. It's okay.
No, I wasn't a fan. It's like
No, you can't
like
say
it was
that.
like it was way too obvious of product placement. Like I was like it was like a good 5 minutes of here's this BMW driving through the jungle.
It went
That
through the
isn't
water.
available in the U.S. for the record. It's not available in
Really?
the U.S. So it's only a limited market that they're showing it to. But whatever. Anyways,
So,
continue.
so besides that, my Only, not that I didn't like it, but I felt like it was a little too origin heavy in the sense of like the side characters a little bit. Like, I think the second movie, like that, I thought was like a 9 out of 10. I think this a sequel to it could easily be a 10 out of 10, just because so much is set up and the power levels will be higher and they'll learn from prior mistakes and maybe they won't put so many BMWs. I think that there's just so much potential for it to be 10 out of 10 movie and not even be connected to shit, just be its own thing still.
I think it should be distantly connected. I like that it was its own thing. It did have the connection with Trevor. It did have the connection with, we've had the Mandarin before, but not really. And that was the only like real connection at all. I mean, Wong showed up at the end, but like keep it distant, keep it its own badass thing, and bring it in when you absolutely have to. Yeah, Shang-Chi, I mean, you said a 9 out of 10. I would say 10 out of 10. That movie was fantastic. But that's
I agree.
my
10
opinion.
out of 10.
So
I 100% agree. It was 10 out of 10, and I can only wait for more. Like I'm excited. The first one was amazing. I like just kind of that whole, like you're saying, like keep it kind of out of it and make it its own thing. Like it's
like
Me and Pierre went on a date
amazing.
together to see it in the theater, so we held hands.
of course, bring it in because it deserves to be brought in for 100%. We need that representation. We need that cohesion that we've been expecting in the MCU, but it shouldn't be leaning on the connection. It needs to stand strong on its own. Is the way that I want to view it. So
Yeah. All right.
I just hijacked that. So all right, moving on.
Daredevil, Born Again, new set video shows Punisher scene.
You know, I'm purposely avoiding all this spoiler shit, and I just come on here and you guys tell me what came out.
I was gonna say, I don't know. If
I
you
don't make these
know
notes
this.
for the record.
Yeah.
I don't make these notes. I
So
didn't even
people are
know
here
that was
for
a thing. I didn't know that was a thing either. I've seen the
Yeah.
White Tiger. I haven't seen the Punisher scene.
It's
I don't know
Berthol,
if
right?
you knew-
Well,
Yeah,
you just
it's
kind of
gotta
see
be.
his chest logo, which is comforting. But
What if it's
sarcasm,
Thomas
though.
Jane?
No, it's
Let's
definitely him.
go.
But
Is
no,
it really
I agree.
comforting to see the Punisher's logo. Like,
So I said that's sarcasm.
Do yourself a favor, everyone. If you watch us, you should know this already. But go on YouTube, look up "Dirty Laundry Punisher." You'll be happy. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you need to change that.
I'm sure I do, but I just can't recall because my
It's a
memory.
15-minute mini movie where Thomas Jane reprises his role as Punisher,
You did send it to me. I remember.
and Robert
remember.
Perlman appears in it as well. So, Ron Perlman. Oh my god! I'm gonna get fucking roasted. Holy shit! Ron Perlman.
I clip it so you didn't correct yourself.
just make a clip of him just repeating that over and over.
Nothing
Its
else?
own
Okay.
standalone clip. Ebon Moss Baccarat, who will be the Thing in FF. We forgot he portrayed Micro, the hacker, in the first season of The Punisher. Is it connected? Maybe that was the starting point. Like that's where he started, and then he linked up with Reed and became the Thing.
No, but
That tale really threw me off. And it
It
still
kinda looked
threw
like
me
a
off. It just came out of nowhere. Like I excited Jeremiah or something. I don't know.
that is Jeremiah's Drake reveal.
Lily cameo. Lily cameo.
What were
yeah.
we talking about?
Micro, the hacker. I don't even remember that. That was such
Right.
like a quick.
Did anyone remember? It took someone else online posting about it. I
No,
was like,
no.
Oh, crap, it was him.
But like he was Micro, and it was kind of a prominent role, but that was how many years ago? And
It's not gonna matter.
he's reached, like, I know him from Andor. When I see his face, when I think about him, I think of him from Andor. I don't think of him as Micro from Punisher.
Think about him from Girls. He was in Girls.
He's gonna be a bunch of rocks. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a
A
fair point.
badass bunch of rocks.
Yeah. So fine, use him again. I'm with it.
In regard to your theory, Pierre,
Year of the Collector, Pierre reaching like MJ in Space Jam. What was that? What was my theory? What was my theory? I
That
don't even
Micro
remember.
becomes Ben Grimm. That was your theory.
Oh yeah. I forgot
Yeah.
about it. It was so out there that I completely forgot that I said it. That's it. EC Comics returns as Oni Press. Jeremiah, tell us why this is cool.
This blew my mind the other day. It was just announced via New York Times. Oni Press president and publisher Hunter Garrison is bringing back EC Comics. EC Comics has been dead for 68 years. EC Comics has been dead for so long that Spider-Man has been created and has lived up until today, and EC was still dead for 7 years prior.
What is EC Comics? For the people that
EC
don't know.
Comics is the most important, easily the most important comic book company of all time. Founded in 1947 and defunct in 1956. The reason why you know who creators are on comic books is because of EC Comics. The reason why horror became so prominent in comic books is because of EC Comics. Crime books, romance books, westerns. EC did it all. EC did it better than anyone else as well. Wallace Wood, Frank Frazetta, Al Williamson, Bill Gaines, Johnny Craig, Al Feinstein. The list goes on and on and on. It's just a plethora of incredible talent went through EC in its very short lifespan. And because it pushed the envelope so hard is how it died. It was basically killed by the Comic Book Code Authority. And Bill Gaines, losing money, losing his mind, he decided to take his one humor comic that was doing pretty decently, and instead of publishing it as a comic, he turned it into a magazine, and that was Mad, which is how you got Mad Magazine. But EC Comics was Tales of the Crypt, Vault of Horror, just absolutely incredible stuff. And it's coming back with 2 anthologies, Epitaphs from the Abyss, which will be the horror anthology, and Cruel Universe, which will be the sci-fi anthology. The creative teams that have been attached to both of these is just absolutely insane. If they do it in the same vein as old EC, we're going to be getting about 3 stories per issue, 8 to 6 pages per story usually. And it's just the either most grotesque, horrific things or the like most out there sci-fi stuff. And like Matt Kint, Jason Aaron, Stephanie Phillips, all attached to this as well. So this is going to be huge. Starting in July, we're getting Epitaphs from the Abyss, and starting in August, we're getting Cruel Universe. And for those who love anthologies, for those who are reading The Ice Cream Man or stuff like that, you really should do yourself a favor. Go to your store, pre-order it. This is game changing. This is the best thing to happen to comics in the last 20 years. Bro, on that note, fuck the CCA and Wortham. All right, you're the collector. I am gonna hit you with this fun fact. The creator of the CCA was Bill Gaines, the publisher of EC Comics. After the Senate hearing with Estes Kefauver and Frederick Wortham, Bill Gaines got everyone together to create the Comic Book Code Authority because we need to be self-governing before the government actually steps in. After the first meeting, everyone came back and said, we can't use the word weird, terror, or horror. And Bill Gaines, fuck you, and laughed. So actually the CCA was created by Bill Gaines, but which would be the downfall of his comic book company. So. Yeah, I did show this. I showed this off on TikTok. Yeah, this is the final comic that EC ever published. Incredible Science Fiction number 33. The reason it's the final comic that EC ever published is the first story in here is called Judgment Day by Joe Orlando. It was originally published in Weird Fantasy 18. And although it is approved by the Comic Book Code Authority, they try to nix the story simply because the astronaut in the story is black. And that's the whole fucking point of the story. Is an astronaut goes to a planet full of robots. Some of the robots are orange, some of the robots are blue. The orange robots are dicks to the blue robots. This astronaut was supposed to invite them into the Galactic Union. He doesn't see them to be fit to join the Galactic Union, and he leaves. And when he leaves, he takes off his helmet and he's a black astronaut. That's the whole fucking premise of the story. So when...
Pretty deep.
Yeah. When Commissioner Murphy was the commissioner of the Comic Book Code Authority, nixed the story or tried to nix the story. Bill Gaines said that they're all racist assholes and that he quits. Sent the book to print, canceled the line. This is actually a double cover. So not only is it a book from 1956 in terrible shape, but it is a double cover.
Nice showing off.
Yeah. So speaking of showing off, yes.
You're a collector. I'm sorry, guys. I got Jeremiah to geek out.
It's
He
one of
geeks a
my
lot.
most
It's-
passionate things in the world. I can talk about EC and the CCA and the golden age of comics for hours if you let me. Like the next time Pierre and Kyle can't do one of these things, oh boy, we're having a TED talk. But moving on to collection
idea,
acquisition. I'm the only one who posted in the collecting acquisition.
What'd you get?
I got this beautiful beautiful original art, John Romita Jr. Spider-Man headpiece, inked by Scott Hanna, and this will be going on my arm pretty soon as well. After I get it colored, I'm getting it colored digitally. I'm keeping this like this. I may get it colored in person eventually, but for the tattoo I will get of this will be colored digitally. But yeah.
Where are you gonna put it? So that's
Right next to Daredevil. He's going right here.
So we're making a little sleeve of head busts over there.
Yeah, my wife is thrilled, and by that I mean she's very upset. But
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. I actually did pick something up. and it
oh,
took
you
a
did,
while.
but you didn't put it in the notes, Pierre.
I'm so excited for
I did
this.
it.
Didn't put it in the
I'm
notes.
so
Surprise.
excited.
Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers.
Oh,
This
it
is the
came
Flash
back.
book that I've been waiting for. All right, it's an 8.0. It's nothing crazy. It's
Oh,
a
that's
Flash
beautiful for that book,
156.
an all black cover.
All right, it's wanted for treason. Barry Allen, alias the Flash. Right. To read it, right? What's it say? Oh, Barry, how could you? Oh, Flash, what did you do? Oh, why? All right, okay. And what's it say at the bottom there? A
The
book-length
superhero who
spectacular.
betrayed
The
the
superhero who betrayed the world. Who's it signed by? Ezra Miller, baby. This is one of a kind Ezra Miller signed book. I took forever. CGC lost this book, and I was distraught was the word, I guess, because I couldn't replace it, and that was it. And then they emailed me back, "Hey, we found it." I was like, "What?" And then it's been months since then, and it just showed up willy nilly. Just here it is. So.
8.0, great grade for that book. Great grade for
Everyone-
that. I still can't fucking believe you did that.
Everyone tag Ezra Miller in this, and on TikTok, Instagram, wherever it posts. Ezra Miller, thank you. You're the man for signing this. Yeah, I have a feeling. I don't know if it was you that made it go lost for a little bit, but I don't know. I got it anyways.
I'm really surprised it wasn't like, a 0.5 because it was just ripped in half and thrown across the room.
Right. It's like, yeah,
The-
that's what I
The
expected. I expected
gall you
something.
have to send that book in.
Yeah. I like to think
hope
of
he
it as
read
like
it.
he was sitting there. Yeah, like, I hope so too. I think he was just sitting there and he was just like signing all these like, all right, cool. There's a picture of me. Here's a book, Flash #1. Like I feel like the book that he probably got the most of was the one teasing up to the movie. I think our buddy Kenny Porter actually wrote it. So I'm sure he got a lot of those copies. And as he's going through, and then this comes across the table, and he's like, "What the fuck?" That's what I'd like to think he said. So, again, tag Ezra Miller. I would like to know what your reaction was, Ezra. I didn't mean this maliciously. I just thought it'd be funny.
Yes, you
And,
did.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm trolling. It's a troll. I'm trolling. You did what you did. You did what you did. It's whatever. We're moving on. Trailer talk.
Jesus fucking
X-Men 97. Gambit's kinetic energy manipulation combined with Wolverine's claws is a power combo I didn't know I needed. I felt so good when I saw that, Like he jumps on
So
his back.
confused.
I don't know if he can do it. I think
That's really why I want to talk about this,
that
okay?
might be a canon mistake.
Because Pierre, me and you have been yelled at by Jeremiah for talking about Gambit's powers at all.
Mhm.
It's always wrong,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Jeremiah
There's
told
a
a
lot
really
of
good
gray
story
areas.
of when he fought Captain America and like he
Mhm.
blew up his
Right.
suit, right? Because the fish
Right.
scales weren't actual fish scales, in his
Yeah,
class.
they weren't organic. He can't do it to organic matter.
Right.
So the
They're his
Just-
bones.
but are
Mm.
they? Because they're
It's
coated.
the metal on the bones, which he could charge a shield. He could charge his bones.
Pierre,
But
all
wouldn't
right,
all of
all
them
right,
blow up.
all right. I'm in your camp. I'm in your camp now. Pierre
Yeah,
Pierre
but-
made a very good argument.
But he's fully coated.
Yes, he should have exploded.
Like all of his skin just pop off.
Yeah,
And I'm
he
with you
should
there.
have turned into a
I'm
grape
definitely
being
with-
stepped on.
Something's
Um,
not right. Someone made a
No,
mistake
no.
here, but it's cool. It's really cool.
It was cool. It was cool. It was a
Can
cool way
can
to.
we have a moment of silence for the backside of Rogue?
So I purposely didn't put that in the notes because I didn't want to. So you can. I'm not going to.
Yeah. RIP the old designs. But I do like the refresh design, and I
Yeah,
feel
they all
like-
look great. I love the
It's
way
super
Magneto
clean.
looks. I love the mutant leading Magneto.
say
that he was part of the
There
X-Men.
were some people hating on some of the
Hold
designs.
on, time
There
out.
was-
Uncanny X-Men 196. Am I right? Am I right? I think that's the costume that Magneto's wearing.
Oh, is it the big M?
Yeah, it's the big M.
I hate that. I hate that
Oh,
costume.
you suck then.
I hate it so much.
Did I get
So
it right?
much.
I like the
I did not
design.
get it right.
So, yes, I am very proud. I'm very, very proud. Thank you, Year of the Collector. So, a lot of people were hating on the designs where they're kind of like, I guess they were playing basketball and they're all like in like gym shorts, like very like 90s. They were saying like it was very woke, like the team has gone woke. I'm just bringing this up because I think it's stupid. If you actually look in the comics, it's from, what's his, I can't remember his name. The Jim Lee. Jim Lee's.
Oh, Jim Lee's run.
drawings.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
the swimsuit issue. Was it the
I
swimsuit
don't know
issue?
if it's swimsuit, but it's them. It's literally all those outfits pulled right from his run.
Well, that's awesome. I did not know that. That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
and also
so
the X-Men have always been woke. That's the whole fucking point of the X-Men.
And someone else said that too. It's like, can't wait till you actually see what they're gonna really be about, what mutants are all about, like, because that's really been their whole story run forever, like since the dawn of fucking time. Like, so yeah, no, that was funny to see. A couple other things. Morph alive again.
His death in the show was, I want to say, off camera. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
he died off camera. So we all know what that means. Doesn't
Yeah,
count.
I think that's like it's a thing, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
count. If you die off camera, it doesn't count.
Curious choice
So,
to bring
yeah.
him back though.
Yeah. But I think they're bringing everyone back. I think we're getting Magic's back. I think we're getting Bishop back. I think we're getting references to Weapon Alpha, the AOA Wolverine,
Mm.
Age of Apocalypse Wolverine.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I-
speculation on my behalf, but
Okay. That's
How do you guys
interesting.
feel about Cyclops being in the forefront? Because I feel like he is,
should
and I
be.
like it.
he should be.
Right.
Hope he becomes a
I feel like
villain.
he's been.
You're an asshole. Fuck you.
He makes a better villain.
It would be
Uh,
cool to see him as a villain in this. It would be cool.
Eventually, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go
No,
two
not-
seasons. 2 seasons
Yeah.
before we start the Scott hate.
One season. No, I
Yeah,
actually
maybe
was
it's just
talking to
fun.
Jenny about this. I'd like to see him be in the forefront in the actual live movie too, because I feel like if you go back to the original X-Men movies, he kind of was like tossed to the back with Wolverine.
Well, of
kinda
course,
leading all
because
of
Hugh
them.
Jackman.
Yeah.
And even in the new ones, Dark Phoenix Saga, he wasn't the team leader when he should have been.
Yeah, it's
saw
just,
that
it
one.
kind of gets tossed to the side all the time.
You
But
shouldn't.
It's fine. Yeah, no, you're good. You don't need to.
You don't need to.
No
Yeah,
problem.
Nightcrawler's great, but that's just because Nightcrawler's great.
So, speaking about the movies, this is just a speculation, but I believe that the X-Men 97 will show up in the MCU as time travelers. And when I say this, I mean the original X-Men team, the one that like they get pulled out of time and put in other places.
That one.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get pulled out and be like, what the fuck, and then like that might not be our team, or it will be our team and they get sent back in time again. Like maybe they meet the other team. I don't fucking know, but
You
Oh,
mean
like
maybe
an all
related?
new X-Men thing, where both X-Men
Oh.
teams are kind of running around. That'd be a nice
Yeah.
nod to that.
yeah.
But like you
yeah.
think like Deadpool, Wolverine, or something
No,
else?
not
Okay.
necessarily. I just think X-Men 97 will show up in the future, and that'll be like your like they'll come in from like whatever time traveling,
Mm.
but like this is setting that up. It's all it's all connecting. It's all gonna be canon. You're gonna see like I feel like there's gonna be something in this show that references something, and then it's gonna be like, oh shit, it's happening.
And the next note though kind of contradicts a little bit.
Oh, but none of it is canon. Why do you say that, Kyle?
So that's actually not my speculation. I found that. And
And I'm okay with it. Not everything needs to be connected.
yeah, but that also proves prior maybe 50 episodes ago before we even went live when I was like, "Hey, that Spider-Man cartoon, that's not going to be canon." Like they're making you think it's going to be canon and it's not going to be canon.
Oh, you're referring
And
to Spider-Man freshman year, the one that Paulo worked on?
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not canon, right? It's
No.
not.
But they said it was.
Yeah, because they want you interested. They want you to watch it.
And I think they kind of were doing the same thing with this. And I do think that Multiverse of Madness and using the music to be like, that's a mutant, that's a mutant. I think it's a little bit to get you excited for this project.
Mhm.
Because this project's
I think-
specifically for us, right? Let's be
Yes.
honest.
Yeah,
It is for
it is
our
for
age group.
us.
I
So,
think it could be canon. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the
yeah,
same
it could be. They could be
universe.
lying.
Well,
for
no,
sure.
I'm just saying the Spider-Man first year
Oh,
that could be canon. It just might not necessarily be this universe's Spider-Man.
Yeah, it
Like,
could be connected
another
to
universe.
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse
Multiverse.
version of Spider-Man.
that's true.
Or not even that. I'm just saying, just it's like they might get
Yeah, the
something
same
from
way
that
that-
universe. One like
What if is canon?
exactly.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
it is. It is canon. It's gonna be.
It is, but
Marvel
it's,
Zombies is coming too.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't. You know?
I just
Oh,
hope we don't
can
get
we-
that Captain
Can we
Marvel.
talk about the summer? I know I didn't put it in the notes. I really probably should have. Can we talk about the summer event Marvel's about to do? Fucking Bloodthirst.
Sure, because I didn't actually see anything about it.
Oh my God, Stephanie Phillips is doing X-23, Wolverine, and the X-Men. An X-23 miniseries where she's fighting a bunch of vampires / zombies.
Way.
It's gonna be
She's been doing
violent
that
and
a
it's
lot.
gonna be fun. Is literally what she posted today. So
I need to follow up with her.
yeah, you do. I want to talk to her about EC. So
There's off air conversation, but there's so much to talk to her about. There's
Yeah.
so many different things that it might need 2 episodes. Like I might need like a Marvel specific episode and then an indie specific episode.
yeah.
Oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
because
we
of
have-
the stuff. What was it that she was saying? No, I'm not gonna say it out loud. Come on, a little tease. A little
Clickbait.
tease.
A little clickbait.
Community questions. Marvel has reportedly cast Henry Cavill in an unknown MCU role. Who should it be? We're asking you guys, you the people, who
In the
is
chat.
Henry Cavill? Drop it in the chat. We want to know who you believe Henry Cavill should be in the MCU, and we'll talk about it later.
Gavitron.
Later.
We already have Gavitron. So, well, we did for like 4 seconds. That
I
was
remember.
what?
I remember that.
Do you?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you do remember. It is in the first. It is in the pilot finale of Agents of Shield.
I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch Agents of Shield?
I watched like the first few ish.
I'll be going to AwesomeCon to get this signed. So
Ooh.
What is that?
it is an Agents of Shield variant for Avengers number 34, done by Paulo.
But no one watched that.
I watched it. I watched all of it.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It wasn't
A lot
bad.
of people watch the show.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
Yeah,
great.
no, apparently it was
wasn't bad.
good.
It was
Yeah,
it was
apparently
great for the
good.
time. Like
Yeah.
we didn't know how good we had it or how good we were going to get it.
That's
But it was great for when we had it.
I think the demise of the show was them saying that it wasn't connected, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like,
But
it
I
was
mean
like
the
a
fuck
what?
they did Terror Genesis on television. Like they had the balls to like, we're gonna explain this really complicated fucking thing that even like really deep comic fans don't understand how this works, but we're gonna show you. Like the fact that they did it was
There.
Kudos to
That's
them.
fair.
who
Kyle,
watched
pull or
Dragon
pass?
Quest?
So I just added something to watched it because I wanted to
Oh,
admit
I didn't even
something
see
to you guys.
That was quick.
So there's a game that I found on the Nintendo Switch. It's like Dragon Quest 11 Dark Prince or something, right? And it's like something monster something. Anyway, apparently there's a ton of these games, but apparently
Yes.
this one is very much like Pokemon.
Well, the original one is
Like,
very much
is-
like Pokemon.
Right. So through more research, I was like, oh, this came out before Pokemon.
10 years.
Yeah, kind of crazy. So instead of evolving, you kind of fuse them together, and it just gives you options to find ones out of the region of like wherever you are. Inevitably, you might come across them, right? Like you might stumble into that one, which is frustrating when you merge your really cool dragon with your platypus cat and you turn it into a golem, and then you find the golem like the next minute you go outside. Little annoying, okay? But
From
yeah, I've
personal
been like
experience.
I've been like kind of playing it like a lot, just like
So is this
when
a
I'm watching
watch
TV.
it? Or
This
is
is a
this-
played it.
Played
This
it.
is this is a
What
this
do you
is a
put it
played
under
it.
watched?
I'm watching TV while I'm playing because I also don't pay attention. You know, Pokemon, it's like water beats fire. Yeah, I don't know how this game works, so I just put on
Yeah.
auto battle and I just level the shit out of everybody. And I got this really big dragon. He like one shots everybody, and all my rare candy equivalents. I boosted him up so much he just one shots everybody. I don't know what beats what. I don't know how the game works. I missed half of the story. I turned evil, and it didn't work out for me because I just kept hitting yes. That was the other thing. There's options, yes or no. Do you want to side with this person or this person? I hit yes, not knowing there was choices. So I turned out to be a very bad person, and then got defeated. And then the game was like, "Hey, do you want to redo?" And I time traveled back and got to say no once, and now I'm a good guy.
Mm.
I like how you played it by your true self the first time around, and now it's the fantasy.
Yeah. I'm still kind of evil because like I have like flashbacks of like the time I like did something bad. It's like, oh, I remember you. I murdered you. Anyway, I've been playing that. I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's pretty good.
Having fun. That's the whole point of it.
And the physical copy is
Yeah.
actually $90 on eBay.
Ooh.
It's like hard to get.
What's the digital copy? Like 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'll keep that in mind.
yeah, interesting.
So, do you guys
That's it.
remember
That's all I got.
Monster Rancher?
Oh, I love Monster Rancher.
It reminded me of that.
Just like a quick little like flash when you said they combine. I was like, oh, like
Yeah, it definitely
So,
reminds
I
me of
don't
that.
Monster Rancher.
Monster Rancher was fun.
Fun.
I remember having that as a video game, and we're going.
Dude,
off
those
topic a
games
little
are
bit, but
expensive.
are
Those
they
games
now?
are rare and expensive. Yeah, Monster Rancher
Oh,
3 I think is
great.
like easily $200.
Really? So
Yeah.
I had that as a kid, and I remember, like, basically you could. I think it was a PS1.
Yep,
It was
PS1.
PS1, where you could literally like any disc that you had, like CDs, whatever, you'd put it in, and it would find like a monster on it. So like
That's
it'd be
cool.
random. Like you'd go find like Tony Braxton. Like I'm saying, like CDs like my mom had. Like go grab them, put it in. It reads it, and you get like a different monster from it and it's like a ton of monsters.
That's that to go on an even bigger tangent. That reminds me of Robopon. You ever hear of that?
I remember Robopon.
So it's a straight up Pokemon ripoff.
Oh yeah,
What?
I got sued.
Did it?
Yeah, yeah.
But they're more so robots though, instead of like
Mm.
you know animals. But what was cool with that is the cartridge had a what's it
Scanner,
called?
right?
Yeah, so like, but it was like for remote controls. So it was like infrared. So you would like hold up a random remote and it would give you a random robot.
That's cool.
I still have it actually. I don't know if it works, but I have the cartridge.
Well, the best version of this is Digimon. Is the best one. ever.
Digital monsters, Digimon, all
No.
their
They,
champions.
the PS1 game, I don't remember anything about it. I just remember having one of those mini PS1s with the screen, and it was all about Digimon.
That's so good.
I just
Angelmon!
know everything about it. Ugh.
I would consider getting an Angelmon tattoo. I would consider it.
You would
Yeah.
like Angelmon. You would. You
I
like
would, yeah.
Angelmon.
I'm that
That's-
dick.
You're the Angelmon. You're the Angelmon.
No, the
Kyle.
one where they combined
Yeah.
when they combined into like the
Dinosaur with the mech arms and the angel wings.
yeah
Mm.
that one was the coolest.
Mine was right before that. It was where Garurumon, where he was like standing up, and he had like his fists were like wrapped up. He looked like a
That makes sense.
werewolf. It was
That makes
my-
sense. You like that one.
P-
Yeah.
I'm looking ahead at the notes. I'm angry.
Oh yeah, we're talking. Pull or pass, Kyle. Let's take it away.
Oh, you want me to go first? All right. So I'll go
Yes,
quick,
sir.
and then I'll go on a rant, and then I'll go quick. Scarlet Witch, 9 and 10. Remember that Magneto clone I was very confused about like a month ago?
Mhm.
Yes.
Spoiler.
Yes.
He's no more.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. So and he wasn't the one that we thought he was. I think Phantom was trying to help me figure it out. He was like a clone of a clone of a clone, and he went away. But Scarlet Witch
sense.
is now going to end with number 10, or has ended with number 10, and
And
will
it gets
start-
rebooted with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yes, and I will be trying that out. Yes, that too. Me and Jeremiah have matching of those.
What is
Me
it?
and my
Mine-
sister have matching of those.
No, me and you. She got one too. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, mine's the ultimate
'Cause
version.
Scarlet Witch.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh,
Astro Baby, Volume 1. I apparently pay Shonen Jump monthly and don't read
Hmm.
much manga. So every like 6 months I recall and I'm like, oh, I should read something. So I read a new manga called Astro Baby. It's basically like alien zombies, kind of. Aliens cause zombies and they eat people. And anyway, the synopsis, right? It's a young boy
Mhm.
and he's traveling around this infested city, getting ready to kind of escape the city. And he like tries to tell the police, like, I saw somebody eating someone out there. Like, I think it's one of those alien zombie things. And he's like, you stupid snot-nosed kid. And the kid did have snot all over his face, like in the defense of the cop. So some lady defended his honor. Was like, you're probably right. I work for the professor. We're trying to make a cure, but you're probably right. I'm going to look into it. I don't know if I missed something. Then the story jumps 10 years later. He joins the military and he goes back to the city that he escaped. And he finds the woman that defended him in that verbal disagreement. And he proposes to her even though she's pregnant. Just
I don't
like,
know.
Maya, why don't you watch or read anime and manga?
I just don't know how we got there where it was like, how did she become the love interest? But I guess he escaped and that was the last nice thing anyone ever said to him. And then when he went
Pick
back
really
as
weird animes.
To be bricked
And
up for 10 years because a
mangas.
woman was nice to you once?
and she's like way older, pregnant, she's like, no.
I mean, pregnant, like, automatically off the board.
Like, so yeah, probably a
What
pass.
made you pick this?
They didn't say that in the synopsis. I saw alien zombies.
You keep falling into these traps where you're just watching these weird anime mangas.
don't know.
Reading, yeah.
Reading mangas, watching animes, like they're all like everything is just
I know.
ends up being
I know. I gotta start sending things for approval. Like, should I watch this, guys? What do you think?
yeah. Google it first next time. Tell
So
us about Poison
um,
Ivy, Kyle.
I did read Poison Ivy after Alfred said "oh dear" a bunch of times, and then I sent a screenshot to the DC help email saying like, how many times do I have to see him say this? Solomon Grundy showed up in issue 17 and 18.
Born on a Monday.
Yeah, he said "born on a Monday," and then he
That's
said
all
everything
says.
else.
Yeah.
You want to know something funny? I've never read a comic with Grundy in it, like ever. It's
You didn't read Long Halloween?
you've yelled at me for this before. I have not read Long Halloween. You've already yelled at me. You can't do it twice.
I
It's like
thought
can't
you
keep-
already have Like since
Nope.
I yelled at you.
Oh no. Oh, so it's a new crime now because I didn't listen to you.
No, yeah, you
I
never
guess
listened.
It's a new
technically-
crime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically.
that's
you
all
killed me.
Solomon Grundy said. That's why I recited it.
I knew you recited it for a good reason. I didn't know that that's all he could possibly say because it got really weird. I'm like, Jesus. Jeremiah was literally talking in his language because that's all he does. The whole. So yeah, that was a new experience for me.
I didn't
Poison
know
Ivy
that's all he could
continues to
do
be great,
too, personally.
right? It just he's a side character, so like it makes sense. I would miss him, you know.
He's a fucking
I'd never
tank,
see him.
though.
Yeah, no, he was murdering some plant zombies. Also had zombies in it, but yeah, that's continued to pull Poison Ivy. It just like
G. Willow
it's
Wilson.
just so consistent. It's so consistently good, and that's all. Pierre, what do you got?
Here, you have a question.
I went deep into this app. I haven't been picking up books. Well, I have been, but I ordered them and I'm waiting for them to all come in. So that's another story. But Fantastic Four, the 2018 run by Dan Slott is what I picked up. I guess I didn't pick it up. I read it on the app, but I read up to issue 4. And yeah, I mean, I've never really picked up a Fantastic Four book ever, to be honest with you.
Why start with that run is beyond me, but go on.
So I'll tell you why. I went on the app, and that was the first book. They were like, "Oh, check out the Fantastic Four." I was like, "Okay," and that was the first book that they suggested. I was like, "All right, let's go here." And yeah, so I have a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions. I don't really know what's. I mean, I understood the premise. I obviously know who the Fantastic Four are. I know they have kids and all this stuff, but like, I didn't know really about like what was happening. So who's Dragon Man? We'll start there.
Dragon Man is a side character for Fantastic Four. He originally was a villain. He's super smart, super badass. Scientist. I'm 99% sure he's a scientist. And now he's a good guy and plays well with others.
Yeah, he takes care of the kids, the Future Foundation.
Future
He takes care of all of
Foundation, yep.
them. Yep. And he's like, he looks like Reed in the face, like, I'm gonna take care of them. Don't worry.
Yeah, because Reed's going to get
leaves
himself
him-
killed or something. So.
He leaves them in a whole nother dimension with him, so
Yep.
hopefully he does take care of them. So, but yeah, his son can make universes.
Franklin Richard. I mean,
Yeah.
Franklin Richards. Yes. Like,
What?
He's a mutant.
yes. He's a mutant. He is the most powerful person in the Marvel Universe by far. Like, it's not a
Yeah.
close second.
He's a god. Like this is like crazy.
He's
Like,
above
what?
a god. The only person that holds a candle to him is the one above all. And that's the only person that holds a candle to him.
So, why? Why is he so strong? Like, where did his powers
Okay.
come from?
All right. Oh boy. Strap in. Here we go. Franklin Richards first appeared in the mid 80s just as a kid of Sue and Reed. They know they're going to have their hands full with trying to make this child work. So come 1994, Marvel's in the shit. So they decide that they're going to reboot fucking everything. And this is called Heroes Reborn. And the two people that are basically in charge of Heroes Reborn are Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld. And it goes exactly as well as you think it does. All right. Books sell like gangbusters in the beginning, but the writing is awful and the artwork is pretty rough. It's not Jim Lee's best work. It's definitely not Rob Liefeld's. 12 issues. Most series get 12 issues. Some get 8. Some get 10. They're fucking up. Comics are going downhill. It's 1995. It's 1996. It's post-crash. We need a whole reboot. Get these two out of here. Let's get actual creative teams back in. Their fix, it's all in Franklin Richards' head. So from that point on, he has the ability to create universes. He fucked it all up. He creates universes. So now we've got this dichotomy of this child who's beyond capable of anything. We have to keep him in check. So who gets together to keep him in check? Professor Xavier and Magneto decide to try to keep this kid in check. And what they end up creating is anyone?
A mutant?
Onslaught.
Oh.
This is where the creation of Onslaught comes
Oh.
from. It is
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
To try to keep Franklin's powers at bay is how Onslaught gets created. And that's why
And that's
Onslaught
bad.
is hunting Franklin, because he's literally like Franklin's nightmare, kind of. So that keeps Franklin
Gotcha.
distracted until he kind of matures a little bit. And then he's basically, think Damien, but an asshole with ungodly powers. All of this spans and climaxes in the 2016 run of Secret Wars, which, if you haven't read, you should. It's amazing. John Hickman, Assad Ribic. But it ends with Molecule Man making a deal with Reed and Franklin that he will stop doing what he's doing if Franklin and Reed rebuild the multiverse, which is what they've been doing since 2016. And that was the start of this Stan Slott run. So.
Gotcha. That makes things make a little bit more sense. Which answered my second question, or my fourth. I don't know how many questions. When did they start hanging out with all these kids?
Future Foundation was what, 2009, 2010? Future
2010,
Foundation,
definitely. Yeah.
There's some amazing Paulo Rivera covers featuring the Future Foundation in Avenging Spider-Man issues 15, 16, and 17.
Those are my favorite.
Dragon Man appears on issue 17.
Does he?
He does.
Dragon Man. Yeah, the white,
I'd like
the
someone
white
to
costumes are
question
great.
I want someone to question it and fact check him on everything, because we're starting to realize that he just throws numbers out there, and they're not necessarily always sticking. Just saying.
He's digging for it right now.
Boom, 17. Who's that big purple bastard? Who's all those kids? Paulo
I
Rivera,
just met him.
Future
Is
Foundation.
that Purple Man?
Purple
Avenging
Man.
Spider-Man
Man?
17.
Purple Man. Clearly, it's Purple Man. He's purple. Okay.
Purple Nurple
He's
Man.
always had wings.
Who is Griever?
That I don't know.
Okay, so did you read this?
Got him.
This, run?
I read the first 2 issues. I did not read the rest.
Okay. Griever, so they're obviously creating all those universes, right?
Mhm.
So they're going off, whatever, doing that. Griever comes in and stops that. She's like, "No, we're not doing that. You know, I'm gonna kill. I'm inevitable. I'm destroying all these multiverses that you've made." So she goes in, starts destroying all these multiverses as they're trying to get away from her, and they finally come to one stop. They're like, "We have to face her here." They face her. They bring in all the Fantastic Four. You think it's just gonna be the Thing and the Torch, but they end up bringing in like everyone, like Wolverine, anyone who's ever been in X-Men,
She-Hulk,
X-Men,
She-Thing,
Fantastic
who's a
Four, yeah.
scroll.
Yeah, all of them. So that was cool, and then they all fight and they beat her. Molecule Man dies.
Are you going to keep reading it?
Yes. I'm
Good.
definitely gonna
Okay,
keep
good.
going.
You should.
Yeah,
You should.
No, it's a good run. But yeah, Molecule Man is dead. But they're gonna go try to. So that's why like they leave. They're like, all right, we're gonna go
Kyle
back to
knows.
Earth.
Kyle knows.
They're
Can't
gonna
be
go
kept-
back to Earth, and they're like, all right, we're gonna leave you guys to it. It's like, yeah, we gotta go. We're gonna go find him. You know, even if there's one molecule left out there, he's our friend. So obviously he's coming back. So they're gonna go find him.
That is who I honestly think is the villain in Thunderbolts. Is Molecule Man.
Really?
Movie?
Yeah.
Or the show that's coming? Is it a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
I don't even know.
I think it's Molecule Man.
If that movie happens.
Yeah, if it happens. All right, we gotta finish this up. We are way over.
I am very hungry.
Same. You want to save the rest for next week?
Nope. Pierre's going to burn through them.
Burn through him, Pierre.
All right, here we go. Rumors, baby. Thor 5 will be the final installment, but Chris Hemsworth will reprise his role in the upcoming Avengers films. Why? Because they're not
Money!
doing that great.
Money.
That's why. Yep. So we're moving on from Thor 5, and they're going to concentrate on movies that are bringing in more money, right? So
Also,
next
you
up.
forgot the subtitle of Thor 5: Rise of Hercules. Legend of Hercules. The Legend of Hercules.
I did see that rumor. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, they're going to end up with Hercules. They got to bring him in.
Hercules.
Midnight Suns rumored to be in the works at Marvel with Michael damn it, these Italian names. Gacciano to direct.
I call bullshit.
Yeah,
also
a little too
don't think
early
it's
to
true.
call it. I mean, maybe it's a thing, but like it might also get canceled.
Yeah, I don't
But,
see it being a
I don't
thing
know.
as of right
I'd love
now.
it.
Yeah,
I would
same.
love it, but
Gimme. But no.
Nicolas Cage is in talks for the live-action Spider-Man noir show. Cool. Yeah.
Give me
Just keep his
me
mask
one
on.
season. This doesn't need to be a multi-season thing. Give me one amazing 6 to 8 to 12 episodes. If you're gonna make them an hour long, give me 6. If you're gonna make them 45 minutes, give me 8. If you're gonna make them 30 minutes, give me 12. One season. That's all I want.
I'll take one season, but I'm just thinking about the potential of this if they do it right and how good it could be.
Let
So,
it cross over to other stuff, because if you read Spider-Man Noir, that 4-part mini was next to perfect, being a 4-part mini, not attached to anything else. So
All right. I'll take it. Sony reportedly wants to rush Spider-Man 4 to release in 20. You wrote 2020,
2025.
2025. You didn't write the full number there.
Backspace
It
too
will
much.
serve as a direct setup to the Avengers, which is probably Secret Wars.
that means we're getting a symbiote, everyone.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I think go get your symbiote covers now. It's happening. This Avengers movie will no longer be called Kang Dynasty and will move away from Kang. Yeah. It's
We'll
Dr.
love
Doom.
away from Kang is what the note
Hey.
says.
Yeah,
Pierre did a great
kinda.
hosting job of auto-correcting.
Avoiding that.
He
Yep,
read it
I
perfectly.
had
You
to.
couldn't tell. And what do? Point it out.
Lanterns. Nathan Fillion will reprise his role as Guy Gardner. Damon Lindelof is in talks to produce, and lastly, Chris Mundy and Tom King will write the show.
Nathan Fillion reprised his role as Guy Gardner? Where was he Guy?
That's the rumor that he's going to show up somewhere else first, like Superman Legacy.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I'll
It's
allow
not
it.
even a
I love
rumor.
Nathan
He is in
Fillion.
Superman
He's
Legacy.
confirmed for that, right? Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gay, but I'd
confirmed
go
with
down
the
on it
wig.
if you asked.
Okay.
All
We
right.
gotta keep going through these rumors.
Yep. Legendary Star-Lord project is in, and it's early stages with Chris Pratt to reprise his role.
Of course,
Yeah.
money.
Figured that was going to be a thing. Fantastic Four theory suggests that Reed Richards will be Hank Pym's professor and form a connection to MCU's Ant-Man legacy.
Calling bullshit.
Okay. Nah,
They're-
I don't.
Hank Pym is way too sensitive. They are not going to give him any sort of spotlight. They're definitely not going to make someone his mentor. No, not happening.
I get it. He did bad things.
He did bad things. They're not gonna.
He did bad things.
They're not gonna.
Okay. Doctor Doom, Galactus, and Silver Surfer will all be in Fantastic Four. Silver Surfer will no longer be female.
It should.
What changed?
It should just be like androgynous. Like Surfer doesn't need to be male. Surfer doesn't need to be female. It should just be genderless and badass.
You're not wrong because, you know, if you see him in the comics, that area is pretty Ken doll-esque, if you were to ask me.
I mean, I love Norrin. Don't get me wrong. I love Norrin Rad. Top 5 favorite characters of all time. Surfer doesn't have to be Norrin, in my opinion. Also, did you guys see the name that was like floating around for Galactus? He fucking looks like Galactus. He's got a chin that you could hang a reef on. Like, it's pretty badass. He looks just like Galactus.
Who are we talking about?
The guy they have like rumored to cast.
Oh, right. Taylor
I've seen him.
Swift confirmed for Deadpool and Wolverine. Basically, there's a poster with friendship bracelets. T Swift loves friendship bracelets. You're right. She's showing up as a Dazzler. It's happening.
There's also like a leaked
Javar.
photo.
I mean, Javier Bardem. Look at his head.
If I was quicker, I'd pop it up on the screen.
He looks like he's Galactus.
Everyone get your Dazzler first appearance. It's
What
gonna
is
be-
Dazzler's
Already
first
went up
appearance?
first.
What is Dazzler's first appearance? Go on, Pierre. What is it?
It's her solo book, Dazzler
No, it's
on the
Uncanny
dance
X-Men
floor.
130.
Wow, didn't even let me guess. I knew that. Thank you.
All right, who's the cover artist?
Jim
That
Lee.
guy who always did X-Men covers. I met him.
Paulo
What's his
Rivera?
name?
Is it Pablo
Cover
Rivera?
artist for Uncanny X-Men 130 is John Romita Jr.
See, I told you I met him.
You did meet him.
Did Pablo Rivera ever do one of those?
Paulo Rivera. Paulo Rivera's first published work was in 2004. So no.
Don't send me down this path.
So you're saying Paulo Rivera never did any of that?
He has 4 X-Men covers.
That was a good one. Riviera.
Community question. We're going back to what we talked about. Guys, who do you believe Henry Cavill has been cast as? I'll go first. Galactus.
Doctor Doom.
Hyperion.
So
If it
To
isn't
argue-
Molecule Man, it's Hyperion. If it isn't Molecule Man, it's the Squadron Supreme that are the villains of Thunderbolts, and Henry Cavill as Hyperion.
I think he's too big, and I think the shock value of taking Superman and putting him into not physically big. I mean, he is physically big. He's very handsome. But I'm saying taking Superman and just making him a Superman
Clone?
build. in
Literally
Marvel,
clone?
right?
Mhm.
I don't see them doing that just because it'd be like too obvious. I don't see them doing Galactus because
Oh no.
it would kind of just be a voiceover. But Doctor Doom,
Killian Murphy.
yeah, no, I definitely prefer that. But if we don't get him, I think that's my second
Can-
choice.
Ken Cavill, I mean, he is British. So he could do a Latvian accent.
Captain Britain.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of too obvious too.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
but
of
it
that.
could happen. I could also see him as Gambit.
No,
With the chin
no, stop.
Bulky.
Stop.
Too,
That's dumb.
too
But
bulky.
I don't think they do it. But I think
I could see him as Professor
I-
Xavier.
I just want to see him as Galactus because it'd be funny to see his big chin come in. Because
Look at
big old butt
look
chin.
at Javier Bardem's face before you want
Oh, no.
Henry Cavill as
100% it's Javier. I 100% believe it's Javier. I just think it'd be funny. The clouds open up and you see this little butt coming through, and it's his chin. His
Fun
big old
fact:
butt
if
chin.
you watch Fantastic Four #2, Rise of the Surfer, when the Surfer is going into the cloud, if you pause at the right frame, when thunder is striking in the storm, you can make out the helmet of Galactus.
I remember that.
Mm.
I don't think I remember catching it when I saw it.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
I
And it was
thought
the
you were
ultimate
gonna
version
say-
of Galactus, which is just a storm. Which,
I thought you were
they
going to say because it was going to look like two cheeks, like him flying through the middle of two cheeks.
clapping.
That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, and a thunder claps. Anyways, that's our show. If you're new here, be sure to check out some of our previous streams. Not the steams. Check out our streams. Be sure to subscribe, although sometimes it does get steamy in here. And for some clips of all of our episodes and some other fun videos, give us a follow over on TikTok and Instagram. We'll see you again next week, 7 p.m. Eastern on Panaloids Comic Book live stream.